Good morning, folks. Pawpaw here. This is Monday, the whatever day it is, Heidi. Day after Easter. I've got a busy week coming up. Busy week. Dan and Lou are out of town. They on their vacation. And G is at the nursing home this morning. I think Brindley is on spring break and she went with her. Kim went to the doctor this morning, so it's been kind of a busy morning. G and I just got back from taking Lex to school. He was here for the weekend. Had a great day with his dad. A great day. And Lex, Ellie, Megan, Jamie, and Lester at Longhorn Lester. He said it had a great day with them. They had Easter egg hunt. They had a meal they cooked on the grill and stuff. Great day. And he was so excited to come back telling us all about it. He made a little video the other day walking in the woods. And he was telling me, he says, Pawpaw, on his video, he says he found them chairs upside down and didn't know why they were like that. And so anyway, I talked to him later that evening and said, Bud, those chairs are like that because of Moses. He says, really? I said, yeah, Moses sees those chairs setting up and he'll go and knock them all down. I don't know why. Anyway, this morning, the river come up. We didn't get to go to the back. We had to stay in the front, which is okay. We had a great time. Great time. But the river come up big time. It didn't come up on the field, but I moved the cows up last night into the goat pasture. Goats and Ivan, all of them are right here. And I'm fixing to go let all of them out, feed them, and let them out for this morning on that field. And I'm gonna let the goats out too. They can't go nowhere. I think there's still water all around them. So we're gonna go check that out first, and I'll show it to you and see how it looks, okay? So let's go. Okay, the water went down a great deal. You can remember yesterday it was all the way up to right here. And you see it's almost off our little road. I'm gonna go back and check the river and we'll come back and let these cows out. And I put them in here last night. I didn't want them back here in case it did start coming up too much to trap them. So anyway, we're gonna drive back and look at the river real quick. Okay, it's still up. I can't cross here, but it has went down. You see that barrel out there, Jake's, is on its side on dry ground now. Yesterday evening that was underwater. Let's check on I can see some chairs through there. So the chairs are still there. Although the water come up around them. The chairs are still there. I can see them over there. So they didn't wash away. Yeah, here you can see it right through here, I think. See them down there right above Heidi's head. You can see chairs across there. They're back on dry ground again. I'm gonna let the goats and the cows out early today. They're not gonna go off this field. Yeah, it's going down. At last night, if you'll see this little board here, the very bottom tip of it was just touching the water. When I was down here with Ben right before dark. I came back about 11:30 right before I went to bed, and the water was about an inch below that, so I knew it was dropping slow, but it was dropping. About an inch below that bottom tip of that board. And this morning it's looks like about 14 inches below it. So it is dropping, and that's a good thing. So it's gonna, what happened was, I was talking to Cuz last night. They got about 10 inches of rain up river from us, and I just wasn't aware of it. I hadn't watched the weather. We got that 3 inches here, and I thought, oh man, it's a great rain. It was a good rain. But they was getting pounded up river, and that's why all this come down all of a sudden. So anyway, I'm gonna go let everybody out. Then I got lots of work to do. We'll talk about it as we go. All right, one of my projects today, if I get the time and it dries up a little bit back in here, I'm gonna start moving these panels into position for my goat pen to keep those goats from being able to get out. And I've got to do some mowing. I've got to work in my garden. I've got so much lined up to do. If the weather holds, it's beautiful right now, sunny or partly cloudy, but we're in good shape. The water's starting to recede, but still enough water around. The goats are not going to wander off, I don't think. They're going to stay on this field with the cows. And that's going to give me some opportunities to get some things done, I think. And Ivan is coming up. He's coming out. These cows have already come out. There goes Sophie and Carrie. They're out now. So they'll all be coming out when they get ready. I just got through feeding them, and some of them are still munching, but the rest of them are coming on out. One of my projects this morning is getting some of this old sawdust, that wood chips that Logan had. He'd ground up some old rotten stumps and stuff. And I'm going to use some of this in my potting mix to kind of keep the ground or the soil from compacting in those containers. I'm going to mix this, and Logan gave me a bag of perlite. We'll mix it, sand, and I'll tell you about the sand later. And this with barnyard fertilizer and potting soil. I think I'll have a good mix. It's kind of it's trial and error here. We'll see how it works out. Too much potting soil and it will dry out too quick. This will help hold moisture, I think. At the same time, keep it from compacting on the roots in those containers on my tomato plants. And so I'm gonna get a couple of buckets here, and I'm gonna put it up there with our other stuff we start mixing. Hopefully I can put about 4 or 5 of those containers with tomatoes in them today out in the garden. I got 4 or 5 ready to go. So that's one of my projects. I've got a lot of projects today. And if the weather holds, I'm gonna just be working on it all week long. All right, let me get going here. So I can, it's soft, it's pretty easy to get. And doing it one-handed now. And it's not so easy one-handed. Not so easy one-handed, Papa. Anyway, I'm gonna show you, that's what I'm doing. And I'll show you as I go. One of my projects this morning is to clean this out in here. Put the little platform on it. And I've got them piled up right here. And then I'm gonna take those 3 buckets and fill them full of barnyard fertilizer here for my potted plants. And I'm gonna work on some of them today. I've got to weed eat and mow. Jesus, my Lord, what a crop you got. I said, gee, that's not my crop. That's weeds and grass, and it's got to be weeded and cleaned up. And anyway, I got some cleanup out here to do. I want to get at least, I got 4 or 5, maybe 6 plants that are ready to be transplanted. Get them set up on this platform and get that done. And then I can start working in my little garden here. But I got to get this cleaned up first. It's just kind of getting out of hand. We had 3 or 4 days of rain, couldn't come out and do it. And this stuff grows so fast in this old barnyard fertilizer, it just grows fast. So you can mow it one day and you get any rain or anything at all in 2 or 3 days, you've got a mess again. You got to do it again. But it's going to be some work. I got to also pull up those panels off that trailer today, as many as I can, and get them in position where I'm going to use them. And that's going to be a chore. But I don't do fast, but I'm going to get it done. And I got my tools here. I'll put the boards on here, screw them down, then I'm going to cut the excess off with my saw. All right, I'm going to get busy. I cleaned out the bottom of that raised bed. I got 3 buckets. You can see how black that stuff is. Barnyard fertilizer. That's soil mixed with that. Now, it's not just barnyard fertilizer, or not poop. It's not just all poop, it's dirt. But you can see how black it is from years of feeding hay in here with those cows pooping in here. And Kippy, you better not mess nothing up, son. And I'm gonna lay the boards on here and screw them down and cut the ends of them off. And then when I put some plants together today, I come out and set them on top of this platform. When I get the other platform done, I'm gonna be 2 of them like this, end to end for the tomatoes. And I'll have another one maybe on the other end down there for my pepper plants. And I'll put a post, a T-post right here on this end, one in the middle on the other end, and then one at the far end. And I'll put a cow panel down on top of that platform. And tomatoes can be tied to that cow panel all the way up. Okay? All right. I'm gonna put the boards on and screw them down, and I gotta take this around where I'm gonna be mixing my soil. Yep, if it don't rain, it's kind of clouding up. I'm afraid it may rain. Get my lawnmower, my weed eater, and come back and try to clean this place up. Hey guys, here I sit on my little garden cart. I can just swivel all around here. And I'm about to screw these ends down. This is gonna be the raised platform. And I'll cut the ends of them off, even with the other ends. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. Let me turn this around a little bit. Okay. In this space here in the center, I'll put that post, that T-post, and one there. And the containers will set like right here. And there'll be 6 or 3 on each side, on each platform. 3 on that one over there. So there'll be 6 plants on this platform itself, this raised, call it raised bed, raised platform, whatever you want. And the next one will be 6 more. And that's all I'm doing is 12 tomato plants. Kippy, stop. Stop. I can tell right now, Kippy's not be good in the garden. No, sir. You go on. He's not like Heidi. Heidi will come out and just lay here. In fact, she's waiting on me. I'm gonna screw these down. I'm gonna screw these down, and I'm gonna cut these ends off with my saw, and then I'm gonna go and pick up some of these posts out of the way, and shovels and stuff, and put them away over here in my little shed. And if it doesn't rain, and it's sure clouding up a lot though, guys, it may rain. We got a 30 or 40% chance today. If it don't rain, then I'll come out this afternoon and weed eat and possibly do a little bit of mowing. I got to pick up some string before I can mow. I've got it in a pile there, so all I got to do is pick it up. And I want to get all that done, and then maybe tomorrow I can start kind of working here in my garden, kind of pulling some of the grass and stuff. But today, my project first is right here. This is my priority right here. Turn it around here. All right, you see I got these 2 cut off. I'll screw those 2 down and cut them off. Then I'll go down to the other end. They're already evened up, and just screw them all down. I'll not set my T-post or anything like that till I get the other one in place, my other platform. Then I'll set the T-post and put the wire on. but I want to get these screwed down, and I want to go get as many tomato plants are big enough to transplant into my containers. Yes, containers, not pots. And bring them out and set them out so they can start their journey. And I'm gonna mix my soil, and I'll show y'all when I go around and mix it how I'm doing it, okay?